And Late Night Health continues with a moment with Mark and Daryl. You like that?
A moment with Mark sounds like a prayer vigil of some type.
It is. It is a prayer vigil.
We're going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I can tell it coming.
Yes,
it's
yes.
coming on.
It is. It is. Daryl Wayne joins me, our producer and partner.
Thank you.
Last week, Daryl, as you know, I was in Washington, D.C. for Natural Products Association Lobby Day. And this is my third year of doing it. And I always feel like we're doing something special.
Yeah. I mean, I guess one of the questions I had is you go to the Capitol and you knock on doors. How do they pick the day that they think the senators and assembly people are all going to be there?
Well, there's Michael with the NPA is the government affairs guy, and he sets this whole thing up. This is the 19th year they've done it. And what they do is they set up appointments in advance.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a difference.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I wish I had known, because I went to Julia Brownlee's office, who is our congresswoman in Ventura and Thousand Oaks. And if she had known that I was a constituent, I would have actually met her. We've actually invited her to be on the show to talk about health care and the state of health care, especially regarding supplements. I extended the same invitation to our two senators here in California. Coming from California, I spoke to California legislators. I was in about 6 or 7 offices. And while I didn't meet any of the legislators this time, some of the other people were lucky enough to see a congressperson from one state or another. And what's amazing to me is that the misinformation that people have about supplements, to start with, the fact that the FDA has no rules or regs, that's not true. They have had, for years now, over 20 years, the DSHEA rule. And if it says it's got vitamin C in there, in that bottle, according to good manufacturing practice and the FDA rules and regulations, it's got to have it. I recently went to an allergist and I showed him a product I was taking. And he said, well, that doesn't work. It has steroids in it. They sneak them in. And they can't do that. Not a legitimate manufacturer.
Well, there's a truth in advertising issue that comes up, and not just for supplements and things like that. They've taken the word homemade off of a lot of boxes that you buy in the store because it wasn't really made in anybody's home.
Right. Well, in a restaurant. Restaurants are house-made now.
Right.
Not homemade.
Not homemade.
Not homemade. They're house-made dressings or sauces or whatever. There's a whole big controversy about genetically modified labeling. It's a big can of worms because the companies like Monsanto that have invented GMOs are fighting and spending millions of dollars against the labeling. And I just don't understand it, because as an American, I just want to know if that tomato I'm eating or that ear of corn has been genetically modified or not.
Neil Young's last album was completely aimed at Monsanto.
Absolutely it was. I tried to get him on the show. We should try it. I'll try it again.
Tell him we're going to talk about trains and then change the subject.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he'd like to talk about GMOs.
I think so, too.
You know, I think he lives in Vermont, doesn't he?
He's got a farm up Northern California somewhere, and he probably has some property in Canada remaining. I'm just guessing.
Got it.
But, yeah, he's a very, very busy guy. He puts 3 to 4 CDs out a year.
Wow. Plus touring?
Very prolific, yeah.
And touring.
Yeah.
But the whole bottom line is that there are so many layers of government. That's what really gets me each time.
Well, that's why I think that the hubbub about the elections, once somebody gets into the office of being a governor or president, not until they get there do they realize how limited they are to actually affect change.
No, absolutely. If I were doing a political show like I used to do, could we be talking? I mean, the layers of government. You have a scientific advisor, an agriculture advisor, and all this staff. And and they feed to this one person. It's like a doctor. How does somebody keep in touch?
Drinking from the fire hose.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. Daryl, as always, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
This is Late Night Health. Join us at latenighthealth.com. Like us at facebook.com/latenighthealth. We have a regular Twitter feed. Daryl and I have one that we're doing for this week's show. And there's just all kinds of stuff that we have. Lots of information about things going on. So join us at latenighthealth.com. I'm Mark Allen, wishing you a good week, a happy week, and of course, most importantly, a healthy week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
You've been listening to Late Night Health with Mark Allen. Join us again next week.